Located in the northern Pennines, the Rookhope Valley, or Valley of the Rooks, is steeped in hundreds of years of mining activity. The hopes and fears of thousands of men, women and children, long since past, looking for lead ore to enable them and their families to survive the harsh life in this dramatically beautiful landscape. Lead mining had taken place in the Dales from the 12th century, but it's really the boom period of the 19th century that has left its scars in the region. In this video, we will look at the upper part of the 7-mile long valley to see some of the remains of this industry, which peaked in the 1800s. Starting near the top of the valley, first of all, we take a look at the long abandoned Rucopet House, which used to be the home to lead miners in the 1800s. To the west of the house, we find the first of the industrial remains with a long profile of the Corbitmere Dam. Now empty, at one time this dam stored water which would run via a channel down a nearby shaft and then power a huge underground water wheel. Flying down the valley, on our right hand side, we see the many stretching fingers of Frasers Quarry, which was also at one time home to the Greencleugh mine, whose single portal has since been lost to time. A fluorspar mine, production here was quite successful, which explains the vast tips found here. The mine was one of the last to close in the region in December 1998, leaving these impressive tips, of which the longest one stretches for half a kilometre from where the portal once was. Just on the opposite side of the burn from Greencleugh is found the remains of North Grain Mine and Quarry. A much smaller site, it too has lost its portal and infrastructure to time. Flying down the valley, we come to one of the larger mines in the area. Now abandoned, this is Rake Mine, home of the last remaining headstock in the northern Pennines. Mining here started in the 18th century, but it was the Beaumont Company that developed it extensively in the 1810s and continued development into the 1880s. Over the next century or so, the mine changed hands several times and also started fluorspar production. At its time of closure in 1999, it was the last commercially operating fluorspar mine in the North Pennines. Many buildings did remain, but one was seriously damaged by fire in 2015. The remaining site was slated for demolition in 2017, but due to pressure from local communities, has now been preserved. A memorial to the people who toiled underground here in very dangerous conditions, often cutting their lives short in the process. The shafts and entries here, along with a mine further to the north called Frasers Quarry, which is now completely landscaped, and the prior visited Greencleugh mine, is known as the Frasers Grove Mine Complex, as there were multiple connections between them underground. Next, as we fly to the northeast, we see dramatic scarring from mining activities in the landscape. Here are multiple quarries following the line of a vein of lead that ran through the landscape. Another line of quarries leads us up the hill. As we reach the top of the scar, we see several very large pits. These are not in fact quarries, but the result of the land sinking due to large workings in the mine beneath collapsing. Obviously, if out walking, you should not approach these features, as it can't really be predicted when further collapses will occur. On our way down the valley, we pass a small building that could easily be overlooked. This is in fact the shop to a small ganister mine that once operated here. There are no remains of its portal evident anymore. Further down the valley, we see the remains of yet another reservoir, likely used to provide water to an underground water wheel in a mine. Next we visit the dramatic remains of the Wolfcleugh miners' cottages. The mine itself was initially worked from a small level which closed in 1846. The mine was reopened in 1901 with 2 shafts sunk, but was closed again in 1912, with brief activities in 1946, but with little result. Last but not least, we visit the Rookhope Arch, which carried a flue across the valley from the Linscott smelting mill, which was constructed in 1737 to smelt the lead from all the mines in the valley. Now, without the rest of the arches, it looks like a bridge going from nowhere to nowhere. The flue took gases 1.5 miles up the hill to the Rookhope chimney on the Redburn Common, allowing the gases to be removed from the valley and the lead in the fumes to form on the side of the flue, later to be removed by children. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of some of the main features of the upper part of the Rookhope Valley, and maybe in some way it's helped you appreciate our mining heritage and the dangerous work that was involved in this industry, for which many, through accidents or work-related illness, had their lives cut short. You can see why it's important to preserve and document what we still have left. If you've enjoyed the history and adventure, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. For more underground adventures, check out our mine exploration channel, link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching.